It's showtime.
Hello everyone and welcome to the STPL. My name is Kix. I'm alone today, but it's all good. We're here for some Friday STPL, as Ake just said that in in chat. But just me today, so there's going to be quite fun doing a couple of best of fives, but it should all be good. We're going to be starting with a fairly cool series. Not sure how this is going to go, but obviously we're going to find that out. But let's have a quick look at what our first maps are going to be. It's going to be Set 1, Ground 0, Set 2, Benzene, Set 3, Coliseum 2, and Set 4 on Plasma. Then of course if we do make it to the ace match after a 2-2, it will be on Icarus. Now we've actually had 2 ace matches so far. Basically, we've had some surprising ones as well, Bull versus White. So the 2 teams we've got here could be, it could be possible for them to make the ace match. Well, let's have a look at Group A to start with. As you can see, Naz top in the group so far in the middle of week 1. White Clan just behind them. Surprising they're not at the top of the group at the moment, but still should be pretty cool. Now, you will note there is a slight change to the map order, and that's because Game 2 was a walkover. Now, to not spoil it in case it goes to an ace match or whatever, we're going to do the walkover as Game 4. So, regardless of what happens, we'll find out what happens then. But, I mean, Media, mSj, both of them fairly good teams. Media, unfortunately, didn't have the best run last season, but they were up against some very, very good teams. And, of course, they're not the most active team player-wise. They've got a few players that play all the time, but then if they struggle to make it, Media are a little bit lacking on that side. So hopefully they'll be able to pick up some new recruits at some point who are a little bit more active. But I know, like, In Control, Artosis, Tasteless don't really have that much time to play the game as much anymore. So sort of 3 people that not really expecting to see out on the roster anytime soon. But mSj, one of our new teams for the round, well, for the 3rd round even. A very active roster, lots of different players they can send out. Going to be kind of hard to figure out exactly who is going to be playing for them. But luckily enough for us, we can have a look at who's going to be playing today. We're going to start with a PBT between Dreamer and Nyoken. Then we're going to move on to a ZVZ between Darkish and Machine. Then a PBT between Jedi 1 and Gypsy. And finally, Game 4 was a walkover, but that would have been Lamozerg versus Future. I know that Media tried to replace Future with G5, but unfortunately G5 couldn't make it either, so they've had to concede the walkover. I just gave that away, didn't I? Oh well, it's all good. Let's just ignore that for now. And let's actually have a look at who our first 2 players are going to be. Okay, starting for mSj, it's going to be Dreamer. Now, Dreamer did play in both of the show matches mSj played in. He did do a pretty good job. According to this, Nyoken doesn't have any stats from round 2, which is clearly incorrect because he did play in round 2 quite a lot for his team. But he is currently 1-for-1 against Protoss, if that stat is correct. I swear I fixed this before the stream, guys. So, but either way, should be a cool game. Nyoken's TVP very, very strong at the moment. Dreamer's PvT pretty good as well. And they're going to be facing off on one of the more standard maps in round 3. It's going to be Ground 0. So Ground 0, a very cool map, very large mains, very good for Protoss to build a lot of gateways, get those gateway units out in large numbers. And that's going to be very important as it's a little bit harder for Terran to take a 3rd gas on this map. Now we see a lot of Vulture styles coming out from Terran here against Protoss, just on the basis of that mineral only. You can slowly creep over. You can see that, like, if you were to look at the top side of the map, there are 3 kind of small chokes, one in the middle and one to the right, one to the left. That does allow Terran to play a little bit more defensive, but a little bit harder as well because of the middle being quite open. But either way, let's head on into the game. It's going to be mSj's Dreamer against Media's Nyoken in Game 1 of Week 1 of the Round 3 of STPL. And Iore, Rapid is asleep, I would hope, because it's now 4 a.m. I know he's definitely got something to do tomorrow. Not sure what it is. Not really any of my business either. But basically, he's got some stuff he needs to be doing tomorrow, which he needed sleep for. So I said, just go to sleep. Don't worry about casting this today. But starting us off here in the bottom right-hand side, it's the man himself, the current captain of media. It's Nyoken, the White Terran. And spawning down here in the bottom left-hand position is his opponent, one of the newer players to the STPL scene. It's going to be the Orange Protoss fighting for mSj. It's Dreamer. Thing is, Rapid may have been feeding on Brood War, but you still need sleep every once in a while. So I know yesterday, and I say yesterday, it's yesterday for him, today for me, he was casting the wait, what do they call it? The Heroes Tournament in Korea. Forgotten what they call it now, but I was watching that this morning because I wasn't at work, so I needed someone to watch. I watched Fantasy and SE2. Was disappointed that he obviously was playing StarCraft 2. I'm happy that he's enjoying himself, but he didn't do too well, unfortunately, in the Super Tournament. So switched over, watched a bit of Heroes of the Storm, and the games weren't that great, just because apparently the games didn't really matter that much. Both the teams already qualified for what they're qualified for. Meanwhile, here in STPL, this is going to be a very important week for our team. Shouldn't see too much trolling around. Very good start off the round with a strong start. Now we're going to have a gate into a core by Dreamer. Now, interestingly, Dreamer's built his first gateway over here rather than at his ramp. So that's going to be a little bit longer for him to get across. Obviously, this does set him up maybe for a better base layout later on. So all is not lost. But now it can get to be in a little bit of an annoying situation here. We're going to have a first scout coming in from Dreamer. Meanwhile, we're going to have Nyoken's SCV scouting dead last, although Nyoken is probably going to turn around in a second and head back to the correct position if he's being active with his scouting. And I know Nyoken is that kind of player. Now, we are going to have the depot and the barracks creating somewhat of a wall. I can't remember if this is Zealot type. I think it is. But the Marines should be able to clear up the probe. Now, luckily enough for Nyoken as well, he's going to block that gas steel. And he is going to be feeling pretty good right now with his build. Let's see if the probe can get out. The probe can't get out, so it is a Zealot type wall. So good work by Nyoken there. But he is going to be scouting very, very late. Now, are we going to see some tech coming in from Dreamer? It looks like we're going to see a Citadel even. So is Nyoken going to be able to actually scout this out? Now, 2 gateway into Citadel. Obviously, very, very aggressive opening. Will need to look to do some damage against a 1 Rax Fast Expand Terran as well. Doing damage is very, very important. If you let them get their economy up too fast, like they can behind this kind of build, they can go into a 5-fact, 6-fact, and really punish you for going a slightly later Nexus. Now, the funny thing is, due to the way this wall's built, it's actually messed up the SCV AI a little bit and sent them off on a weird, wacky wild ride. They certainly want to get off Mr. Bones' wild ride as they get to the minerals. But here we go. Gonna have the Dragoon blocking Nyoken's SCV. Now, one good thing for Nyoken is, although he's not scouted yet, he's seen there's no Nexus there, and when they're blocking the ramp, you know that they're going to be doing something funny. And now, what is Nyoken's response to this going to be? Is he going to go into Fast Academy, Fast Engineering Bay? It's going to be a Fast Engineering Bay. Very important to do this. If you don't get any information whatsoever, if you don't go for the Engineering Bay and blind build at least a turret at your front, you're going to find yourself dying a lot because DTs will absolutely wreck your stuff. Now, it's going to be DTs coming out of both of these gateways. This SCV going back in to try and get another scout. Now, this is a very, very powerful maneuver by Nyoken, and if Nyoken's paying attention, he will see the shimmering of those DTs. Looks like he has seen them. He's chasing them just a little bit with the SCV. Gonna see the Dragoons moving in, but this turret's coming up. He's building another turret as well and pulling SCVs to the front. He knows that if he can hold off this rush, he is going to be in an incredibly strong position. There's going to be no additional units actually coming up behind this. It's going to be a Nexus, but looks like the turrets are going to finish in time. And this should be a very, very strong hold here by Nyoken. And Nyoken still needs to be careful. The DTs can actually run past. Now it looks like he is going to lose one of the DTs. A nice wall off there by Nyoken with the fake supply depot as well. Going to keep him from taking any damage whatsoever. And now we're going to see Dreamer in a very awful situation. It's going to be really difficult to come back from this. There are two things you can do. You can either go further all in, or you can play super greedy, and it looks like Dreamer wants to play greedy. He's going to take another Nexus right away, but that's going to open up the floor to a 4 or 5 fact timing attack off the back of this by Nyoken, made even stronger by the fact that DT Tech did fail. Now another SCV Scout getting in, the Dragoons on move command from the rally point there, so SCV going to scout the number of gateways, going to scout the range is only just now going. And Nyoken is in an incredible position in this game. I mean, we're going to see him go immediately into 4 factories. Is he going to add on a 5th? Going to start adding vultures, going for siege mode as well. Indicative that he is saving up his gas for just a little bit, not going immediately into tanks. Likely not going to see an armory or anything like that come down super quickly for him. Just because he doesn't necessarily need it. He's got, of course, the academy up here. Going to use the engineering bay to sort of scout this cliff to make sure no drops or anything come in. But we're still going to see this annoying maneuver here by Dreamer, just to see if he can get any damage done, force any lost mining time whatsoever. Meanwhile, Dreamer trying to keep Nyoken back. He knows that his third base has been scouted out. He's going to go into Robo, going to get up to his observatory as well. But the thing he's going to have to worry about is this big timing attack that's going to be coming in. Now, of course, Nyoken does need to pull scans because we could see some emergency DTs. Now, looks like the units from Dreamer are going to pull back to his third base as natural. He knows there's vultures out now and will have to be careful. A missile turret going out in the front as well, so maybe Nyoken isn't going to go for timing here. I mean, he hasn't got an armory yet, so he's going to add that now. I mean, I feel like he's just going to go, and it looks like he is. 3 tanks, 5, 6 vultures should be all he needs. And now there's going to be a DT chasing these, but he does have a good number of scans in reserve. And he's going to look to punish this incredibly greedy third base by the Protoss player. Now, it looks like he didn't notice the DT to start with, but there we go, immediately being taken down. And this is going to be the important moment in this game. Can Nyoken take this first engagement? And it looks like he will. Dreamer does not have the unit composition to deal with this. He doesn't even have the gateway numbers to deal with this kind of push. And I mean, this cannon with the wall is going to keep his third alive for now. But Nyoken's push is going to get stronger and stronger. We've got a 5th factory coming in, building 2 tanks, 3 vulture at a time. Late upgrade, uncharacteristically for Nyoken, but he's spending a lot of his money, a lot of his APM, trying to push forward here. And there does go the +1 upgrade just in time now. Obviously this attack isn't going to get any use from this. A nice DT drop on top of these units, going to make it a little bit harder sniping one of the tanks, but the DTs get taken down without another pickup. And it looks like Nyoken is going to use this cliff behind here. This is a very, very strong position for Terran to sit in. He obviously can't siege down the natural or anything from there, but he is going to be able to use it as a staging point for this push. And he's going to go into a relatively... Oh, those mines could be deadly. It looks like he's just noticed. He does have an observer here, and he's actually left these tanks a little bit undefended. But here we go. It looks like Dreamer is going to go for the bust. Is he going to be able to break through? It looks like he is, and this could be the finishing blow for Nyoken as more units rally down from his main. And I mean, he's giving up his natural at this point, but he's still sending units up. What a mistake here by Dreamer. He needs every unit he can, and GG! Nyoken with a well-executed defense and subsequent timing attack takes down Dreamer. in our first game today. So, I mean, that was a relatively straightforward game by Nyoken there. Nyoken, obviously a very, very strong Terran player anyway. But when you take out a DT like that, especially when you're going like 1 Rax FE or something like that, you are at an insane advantage, and he really rode that advantage all the way home. And it's going to be up to the next set of players here or the next player here for mSj to try and tie up the series. So I'll be back in just a minute. See you guys very soon.